Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
But inside is so delightful.
It's Christmas in July, Betsy.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Oh yes, let's review. Ba-bum. Ha 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 ha.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, season's greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And welcome to a special 4th of July themed edition of Christmas in July, the show where we go over Christmas specials every night of the month at a very inappropriate time, but oh, it's so fitting nonetheless. I'm having a great time with this so far. We're only a few days in, but it's just been great. So, how are you tonight, Blue Dragon 5? Enjoying your 4th of July?
It's been explosive. I'm not kidding. It's been good.
Oh, boy. Yeah, let's see. It's getting it's about 45 minutes to dusk, or about 45 minutes to nightfall here in Petaluma, California. So at some point during the show, we might be hearing quite a bit of fireworks. So I apologize in advance on my end. I assume the fireworks have kind of already come and gone on your end, Blue Dragon 5.
Yeah, pretty much. They were wild for a while, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're here in Northern California. We're about to get hit with them, so I'm kind of anticipating that. You know, I've got the windows closed.
If I can quote something Batman related.
Yeah.
You know, we really should stop this fighting, or else we'll miss the fireworks. There won't be fireworks.
God.
I'm sorry, that was on today because, interestingly enough, 4th of July, they're airing all the superhero specials. How can you get more American in a superhero movie?
Right. And how can you get more American in Christmas in July than talking about what else but animated superhero specials? And we've got a whole trio of them for you tonight. So starting off, we're going to be looking at the 2 Christmas specials from the Batman the Animated Series. The first one it's the second episode in the whole series, right, Blue Dragon 5?
At least the second one in production, yes.
Production, yeah, production order. Entitled Christmas with the Joker. And then an episode that aired during the 4th season entitled Holiday Nights. I like the play on words there.
Or as a lot of people refer to it, if not Season 4, a lot of people just call it the revamp season.
Yeah.
It's under a new title, and they've done that even with the animated series. So it's all just the animated series.
Right. And then, after we get done with the Batman stuff, we'll take a little break, and we'll come back with the Justice League Christmas special entitled Hope and Joy, which I really enjoyed.
Comfort and Joy.
Comfort and Joy. I'm sorry, my bad. Oh, God. I really enjoyed that one, and this is coming from someone who has not watched a single episode of the Justice League show, so it'll be interesting to go over and recap that. But first, Blue Dragon 5, you want to have a quick little discussion of Christmas with the Joker? It's important to note that we did do a review of this episode in full on the animated Batcave. I'll go ahead and link to that episode right down there in the description, and we kind of go through it. We do a beat-by-beat synopsis through it, and so you can watch that below. But Blue Dragon 5, you want to just kind of hit on the main points of Christmas with the Joker?
Sure. Just to kind of quickly go over Christmas with the Joker. It's a great special, but just kind of go over quickly, because then we did talk about it in ad nauseam.
Yeah.
So essentially, the main plot is this. So Robin's trying to get Batman into the holiday spirit. Joker takes over the airwaves in place of It's a Wonderful Life, which Robin wants Batman to watch.
Robin is just obsessed with that movie. He's like a fanboy for that movie. It's great.
And the Joker on this broadcast is his main plot. He's kidnapped the Awful Lawful family, consisting of some of our favorite characters. Harvey Bullock, Commissioner James Gordon, and Summer Gleason.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially Joker's whole plot, in addition to that, he's causing holiday mayhem in the process and leaving clues for Batman to find him to get there by midnight to save the Awful Lawful family before they're dunked into a vat of boiling chemicals.
Yeah.
Or as melting metal, whatever it is. Red, glowy, dangerous stuff. Anyway, and we find out the whole reason for this is it's all for a pie in the face gag, which Batman
Oh,
thwarts
classic.
after. Yep. That's classic Joker. It's Joker doing all these elaborate measures, going through all of these measures. Like he blows up a train. He has like a giant tank that's just for the tank that serves no purpose in the special, just causes a creative opening. By the way,
Right, right.
literally just causes fireworks with his face in the sky. That's all that tank does.
Well, hey, the
And
man's got a sense of theatricality to him, and he knows that we were going to review this on the 4th of July, so he thought ahead. Well done,
Yeah.
Joker. Thank you.
Well, for Bane, it's theatricality and deception.
Oh God.
For Joker, it's theatricality and me. Essentially. And then it culminates in my favorite gag, just the fact that Alfred has a line of saying to Bruce and Dick, saying, "It was so nice of Commissioner Gordon to give you a copy of It's a Wonderful Life." I love that notion. That's so hilarious to me. So that's the special in a nutshell. Pays off. Batman got into the Christmas spirit after fighting a foe. Let's talk about the special a little bit. So what do you think?
Yeah, I just rewatched it tonight, and yeah, it certainly holds up. But here's the thing, Blue Dragon 5. I actually think it's kind of just a really solid episode of the animated series. There's not really a ton Christmas-related going on, though. I mean, what I noticed was there was a lot of action beats. You know what I mean? It was a very action-heavy episode, but
I think in terms of the action, just the episode overall, if I may,
yeah.
it feels like a classic Batman story. I kind of want to say kind of like a Dick Sprang type Batman story. The point is, it's an old style, like a simple plot, like save the people by midnight or else they die.
Sure,
Batman.
sure.
And it's also the whole episode in terms of production. I get a strong hint that it's a nod to the '60s Batman. At least in the grand scheme of what the animated series was going for when it first started.
I hear you.
Because it was the second in production. It was just basically showcasing what they wanted to kind of get to a point in the series of doing this sort of stuff they did early.
Right. Yeah, you've got a lot of you've got the big fight with the robot Jokers, which I think is probably the most
With the machine gun fingers.
Right. That's probably the most 60s-esque scene, but you just got a lot of stuff. I really enjoy the probably my favorite scene of the whole episode actually is the train scene, which basically has nothing to do with Christmas. It's just a really exciting, Batman and Robin saving people.
And what kicks it off is the great song. Well, also the episode pretty much kicks off with the great song. Oh, jingle bells, Batman smells rotten, laid an egg. The Batmobile lost the wheel and the Joker got away. Then
I seriously want to trace the origin of that song. Like, who first came up with that thing?
I assume fans of '60s Batman, but that's my assumption.
Oh God, it's kind of like one of those things, like like Slender Man or something on the internet. It's like who actually physically owns the rights to it.
As a matter, even Robot Chicken's done funny gags about the Batman Smells song.
Oh God.
Anyway, yeah, but again, you have a nod to '60s Batman. But what I think it's interesting about the episode, something to bring up. Is that I think Joker's message, essentially, with this whole plot here, is it's really kind of a deep psychological thing. You think about it. Think about it. Joker is saying to Batman with this whole scheme is, this is your Christmas. This is the only kind of Christmas you can have in this crazy world we live in.
Oh God.
Where I'm your arch enemy. I mean, for me, this is my Christmas. This is my ideal Christmas, and this is the only Christmas that you can have, Batman. I mean, I don't have a family, so you're my family, and this is how we're going to spend the holidays.
Oh, that's
twisted. So it's a really neat message when you really think about it.
Oh man, I definitely did not think about it in that way.
Batman is Joker's family, and Batman he's always been trying to rebuild the family with Alfred and Dick and more characters later on, but still he's pretty much alone also. So these two guys are kind of, again, the flip side of the coin. So what the flip side of the coins do around the holidays? So we get like dark circumstances. Again, these people are gonna be boiled alive. But it's all coated in this light holiday, action-y holiday special. It is action. Yeah. Again, it's kind of almost '60s light. This is as '60 as the animated series went. So it's even when they go '60s, it's still pretty dark circumstances.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the lightest, actually, the most '60s episode is going to be "I've Got Batman in My Basement," but that's
Oh God.
that's the most infamous episode.
Oh my. Oh my. Yeah. There's just really. I don't know. One thing that always gets me when I watch this episode is at the very end. It shows "It's a Wonderful Life," and it's like the end. And I thought, like, wait, is that like the end title to the whole special? But no, it's, you know what I mean. It's kind of a little bit of a.
I believe the actual line is just Joker crazily sitting in Arkham singing.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I think another thing is kind of what really helps the special really stand out is that it's I think just the general Christmassy message of the special is that it just shows the lengths our heroes will go to preserve a safe holiday. So again, kind of a campy message, but it's a nice message. The lengths our heroes are going to go to preserve our right to have a safe holiday.
Right.
Which is nice.
Every Christmas special needs a Scrooge, and in this one, it's Batman himself.
Yep.
Which I think is a really neat twist. Oh God.
He's like the rich guy.
Right.
He's not.
Probably one of my favorite scenes in the episode is him. When Dick and him are patrolling, and Dick just wants to get home, and he's just like overly, just seriously, he just needs to take a chill pill, because there's that one scene where, he sees the guy running with the purse, and or the Christmas present or whatever, and he's just like, there, and then he hides in the alley, and it's like, oh, you dropped a present, miss. Oh, thank you, young man. She gives the guy a kiss on the cheek, and he walks away all embarrassed.
Yeah, and then basically Dick has the line, this guy can give Scrooge lessons.
Yeah. Yeah, these specials are like really not subtle about hammering in the Scrooge thing. It's like basically every special we see is like, okay, there's your Scrooge. There you go.
We're stretching for Scrooges. Let's admit it. We're kind of stretching a little for Scrooges.
I don't think in this case, though. In this case,
well, not in this case. I'm just saying for all the specials, though.
Right. Well, like we said, it is kind of a scientific process here in Christmas in July. But
true. But again, the thing that delights me no end about this special is this the ending line about Commissioner Gordon lending Batman. It's a wonderful. Picturing that scene in my mind cracks me up. Just Batman like on the rooftop, sort of like that kind of scene from Batman beginning, like, oh, you don't have to thank me. So what are you doing for the holidays? I was going to watch It's a Wonderful Life.
We were going to watch It's a Wonderful Life, but the Joker kind of messed with that broadcast. So.
Wait a second. I think I got just the thing for you. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Commissioner. Oh, this is perfect. Dick will be so pleased.
I gotta go.
Never mind. I forget I said. I mean, Robin. Yes. Yes, my ward.
But yeah, it could be just a neat little scene. This hearing just cracks me up.
If I were to animate a scene one day, Blue Dragon 5, that would be near the top of my list, just for you. A little flash animation of that. Oh God.
Okay.
So any other beats you want to go over with this special?
I think that's pretty much everything.
Yeah, like I said, you can find the link to our full review of this show in the description right down there. Yeah. So, all right. With that in mind, you want to go on to Holiday Nights?
Yes.
All right. Take it.
Okay. So, Holiday Nights. So I got some backstory for this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Holiday Nights is actually an adaptation of a comic.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So. The animated series had come out, and basically, after the animated series had come out, they would do these comics, and two comics in particular are very important to note. One is called Mad Love, which was also adapted into an animated series episode, The Origin of Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is like after the animated series started, and they released comics to tie into the series, and they also did special comics, such as Mad Love and this one, and they both won awards. At least I know Holiday Nights won an award. I think Mad Love also did, but Eisner Awards, their comic award. Basically, Holly Knights is a compilation of vignettes, and that's what the comic was also. And they changed the order of it in some cases, and some details here and there, and I'll address those. And there was one thing, however, that was cut that really depressed me because it was so good in the comic. I would have loved to see it animated. It was really emotional.
Ah. Yeah, that's one thing about this special. It is kind of leans more towards the comedic side most of the time.
Aside from the ending, the ending pretty much has all the emotion in it, but there's this one bit. There's this one story. I'm going to tell you the story now, if you don't mind.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, so there was a very important bit that was cut. Now, it was cut for time, I guess, and also because this character is kind of left up in the air somewhat since they did the first episode with him. Because it was kind of debate whether they bring this character back or not, because it was a perfect episode. Mr. Freeze.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So Mr. Freeze's story was really, ironically enough, heartwarming.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Freeze, so it's real simple, like very few pages, real short story. Mr. Freeze, it's almost entirely silent, almost.
Oh, yeah, right.
At least for a long stretch, it's silent until the end, pretty much, like it's kind of sandwiched in there. Mr. Freeze breaks out of Arkham. Batman's informed about this. He tracks him down, and basically he finds him at a cemetery, and he's fighting him. It's all wintry and snowy outside. Basically, Mr. Freeze is making it snow. Mm-hmm. Now, why would he do it? What's Mr. Freeze's endgame here? So he's at the cemetery. Batman tracks him down. They get into a little bit of a scuffle. Then Batman deduces something. He finds something out. He sees that he's at his wife's grave. And then basically kind of asks Mr. Freeze, what's this about? Or Mr. Freeze tells him. I kind of forget the order, but Mr. Freeze basically says, it's the anniversary of his wife's. I think it's the anniversary of his wife's accident. Basically, he's making it snow for her.
Oh wow! Okay. Mm.
And basically, Batman didn't fight him anymore. Basically, just took him back to Arkham. It was real. Right after that, and then just walked him back to Arkham. It was really nice.
Personally, I probably would have substituted the Clayface story for that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, not that the Clayface story's bad. There's definitely a moment in there, of course, with Bullock, my favorite animated series character.
We'll get to it in a second, but
yeah.
Well, yeah, that Mr. Freeze story was so good, and I think to be honest with you, I think that's the reason, along with the Jim Gordon and the Harvey bit. Basically, the Harvey Bullock, Jim Gordon's bit, and this bit were the reason they got the award.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, but I don't know, you can only have so many things in there, but yeah, if you were to cut something, it would probably be one cut. But anyway, so I guess going through so again, it was adapted from a comic. It was good, but the comic was in the old style, so we should probably address the revamp right now. What do you think of the...
Oh, God.
Well, let me mention this. So basically, Batman the Animated Series was revamped after into its fourth season to give it a streamlined design so the animators could... it basically made things easier for the animators, and Bruce Timm did the redesigns. It basically made the series... changed things the way he wanted them to. Made them what he thinks is a little better. Now, some designs look better, and some designs he regrets, some designs he likes. Like, he prefers the Clayface design here because he didn't like how drippy he was in the original animated series.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Sure, sure.
And mind you, basically, this angular style was what they were doing with Superman. So Superman started this. Okay, so Batman the Animated Series ends at Season 3.
Right.
Then they do Superman. Then, basically, they do Superman Batman the movie, which gives us Batman again. In this revamped style, it's in the style of Superman.
Okay, cool.
So that's the logic behind it.
Okay.
So it's easier to animate. It's more angular style. Bruce Timm's gotten used to, and he likes it. So they've used that. But some designs better than others. And the design that really doesn't work is, let's get into it now. What do you think of the Joker's design?
Oh, it's hideous. It takes away any and all menace that the character has at all. It's just like to quote Woody from Toy Story, he looks like a child's plaything.
And I think the main reason you don't like it is because he doesn't look like a Blue Meanie anymore.
No, I mean, to tell you the truth, he does still kind of have the Blue Meanie face a little bit. It's just, the reason I don't like it mostly is the eyes, man, and like you said, the lips, too. You want to get into the lips?
Yeah, sure. So I should mention that. Again, a lot of people, Tiki and I, but a lot of people, we're not too crazy about the redesign. Like, I'll take the original animated series. The original animated series, I mean, it took a lot of work, but boy, did it look great.
Oh, I mean, especially because, like, sometimes you have, like physical, wrinkles animated into his face and everything like that.
Yeah, but the thing with another reason for for the redesign again in terms of making the animation easier because it's a fewer amount of retakes and being off model. Because in the original animated series, characters would get off model, depends who's animating them, so a lot of variables to work in there with the original.
Mm-hmm.
So here it was like again, it was an easier process. Plus they did more overseas work for this, and you can tell this in this episode. We have a lot of TMS animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, TMS does a lot of the animation for the revamps, especially with the Clayface episodes. Anyway, so yeah, Joker's design, Bruce Timm, he did the design and scaled him down, so he's a little thinner than he was before. Before he was a little more threatening physically. He got, as you said, he got rid of the yellow, eyes and teeth. He basically got rid of the lips, and he meant to put the lips on there, but there was a mistake when they were translating the look, and he meant to draw the lips on there, but it was like it got away from us. He regrets that to this day, so it's not entirely his fault. He doesn't have lips. He blames himself, but it was an accident.
Oh, that's just awful.
Yeah, that looks bad. And he wanted the eye thing though, because he wanted to do this thing where, and they tried this at times in the series. You'll see when you get to this.
Yeah.
He has he's going for the pin, like a shark's eyes type thing, like pins in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Which at times works, but it's not worth just having him have these black space around his eyes all the time. Actually, in Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker, they actually made it work because they gave him they mixed design. So it's the old design with some of the redesign elements applied to it.
Oh, okay.
So basically, he's in the new redesigned suit, but it looks like the old Joker.
Oh wow! Okay.
So that's essentially what they did, which looks much better. Also, they gave him purple gloves. So basically, the new costume put on the old Joker is what the revamped in Batman Beyond and Justice League is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Can I ask you one thing about the comic?
Oh, sure.
I assume it takes on the same structure of having having it be different nights out of December.
Oh yes, it basically
I really like that. That was really interesting, structurally.
So essentially, the difference in terms of days is actually kind of a story problem. A minor story issue I had is that the Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy story took place on the 24th instead of the 22nd. So it was the second story.
I thought to myself, December 22nd, that kind of seems like a random date.
Yeah. I'll get into that in a second, I guess. But last thing on just the revamp in general, a lot of people aren't too crazy about it. The only reason I kind of forgive the revamp is because as long as we got a good caliber of storytelling after, which is more episodes. Basically, it gave us more Batman. There's not much to complain about with that.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's all that counts is storytelling and scripted writing and whatnot. So
believe me, I've been pig-headed and stubborn on on continuations of series and revamps, particularly Dragon Ball Z. But eventually,
Dexter's Lab.
But usually I fold on these sort of things. Basically, as long as the story's getting developed, the look will grow on you, or you'll make peace with it, which I have for this series, and I think a lot of fans have too. So you either love it or you hate it, but at the end of the day, you probably get over it as long as you're getting good stories.
Yeah, all right.
And I'm sure everyone forgave it with the episode Over the Edge. That's all I'll say.
Okay, well, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Okay, so let's go on to our 3 days here.
Yeah.
So the 22nd, which again, originally this was our Barbara Gordon story to start us off.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Okay, so the 22nd, Bruce Wayne basically gets hijacked by Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy for a shopping spree, to put it in a nutshell. But so essentially, Bruce is at Veronica Vreeland's Christmas party, and he's basically ambushed by a whole bunch of women. That's where he gets landed on the mistletoe, and Poison Ivy kisses him, and she has mind-controlling lipstick that puts him under her power.
I thought it was Harley that kissed him, or is it just Harley that goes for him
later on?
Second time. Okay.
Later on.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, but anyways, Diane Pershing is the voice of Poison Ivy. She returns from the answers. The voices return. Except for the Scarecrow's voice.
I do like her design, I must say. I kind of do prefer her design in the original, but I don't mind it here. I think it really fits. It's very stylized.
My problem with it is more so with the character, because what they did was they made her full plant lady like the comics in this version.
Oh yeah, right.
So that's the thing.
Right.
So she's not. I like the human crazy plant lady, opposed to she's actually a human, a plant goddess of sorts now.
Sure. Yeah. I totally see your point. All right.
Yeah, but at least they still kept it. I think they were still figuring out because she's using lipstick instead of just being naturally doing that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
The point. Oh, I should mention like the episode opened with a really funny scene. Basically, Harley Quinn wants a Christmas tree, and like Ivy saying, "You can't have a Christmas tree. It's bad for the environment, bad for the plant life." Essentially, she wants Harley Quinn wants to celebrate Christmas, and then
Yeah,
basically
they're
Ivy
all
says
cooped up in a motel, It's like,
they're hiding out
crime.
from they're hiding out from their life of crime, and basically they live kind of Thelma and Louise lifestyle time and again.
Yeah.
They do.
They do make a good pair, I must say.
There literally is an episode in the animated series we're going to get to at some point called Harley and Ivy. That's when they first meet, and they go on literally a Thelma. They go on. It's literally a Thelma and Louise rampage.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
And Joker's hilarious in that episode. But the point is, so yeah, Harley wants to have like an all-out Christmas party, but they're staying on the down low. But Ivy has a plan, and the plan again is kissing Bruce Wayne, putting him under mind control for a shopping spree. Which by the way, there was a deleted line from the comic. This is in the comic, but they didn't put it on the adaptation for a reason. It's, Harley had a line that she was Jewish. At least implied that she was Jewish. Like I forget what exactly. Like
so
I think
they basically played into the Jews are greedy stereotype.
Well, no, God, no, Tiki, what's wrong?
Well, I don't know. I just thought, like, based on the premise, like, oh, we can get him to spend his money. I'm sorry.
I'm kidding, Tiki. Okay, it's fine. I meant. I think there was a line like Ivy might have said. Like, what do you care? You're Jewish, aren't you? It says, oh yeah, but it's a Christmas tree. I think that's
okay, I see.
The point is, like, there was a reference to her being Jewish, because I believe Arlene Sorkin's also Jewish in real life. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it sounds Jewish to me. Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's Jewish in real life, and you can tell kind of the voice with Harley. She's.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, very accented.
Yeah, and the point is, sorry. So yeah, there was a little deleted line because I guess Standards and Practice didn't want to just imply they didn't want to complicate things with Jewish, I suppose.
Yeah,
I guess that's. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it doesn't compromise the episode, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, speaking of Jews during Christmas time, South Park has a really good episode about that. That'll probably cover on my own during Christmas in July. Just remember that. But sorry. Go on.
Anyway, so we got a really nice shopping spree montage. Would you like to talk about that at all?
Oh, yeah, I really like the segment. Love the music, and might I say the animation and just the montage quality to it really reminded me of, like, old Hanna-Barbera. Am I reaching for that?
Well, no, mind you, they do at times draw from the old Hanna-Barbera.
I mean, it really, really did. It was just all stylized, very, very 60s in some spots. It felt like something out of Scooby-Doo.
Oh, definitely going for like a 60s looking vibe because they
sure.
It fits in with the style of the show at times. They go for go for like a stylistic thing like that a lot.
Yeah, that was definitely the segment in this episode, at least, that used the style to its advantage the most, for sure. And might I just say, Blue Dragon 5? Oh my God, I really love the comedic potential in the idea of Bruce Wayne going around and signing all these cashier's checks and just looking so extremely pissed off.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
And I can just picture like a cashier like, oh man, what's up with this guy? Seems like he's in such a bad mood. He's not having a good Christmas. Or maybe the cashier's just like, oh, well, shoot, everyone acts this way during Christmas shopping. It's not unusual.
Now, what bothers me...
and stressed out.
Something that bothers me between this and the Barbara Gordon special, again, they really should have... I don't understand why they didn't just switch the days. That would have fixed everything. Because, think about it. I'll say it now. Just something that just bothers. Think about it. Barbara Gordon, essentially, for the next short, we'll get to it in a second. But Barbara Gordon, she's shopping at the last minute for a Christmas gift on the 24th. Now, and it's crap. I mean, what sense does that make for her to be shopping last minute on Christmas time?
The issue I had with the Hey Arnold Christmas special, where it's like, oh, we're gonna do our Secret Santa thing 2 days before Christmas. So
That's
you
a fair
literally
point.
have to go out on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, but I mean, for Barbara, wouldn't it make more sense she shoved him to 22nd, would still be busy, he's all good, and on the 24th it'd be a little more less crowded at night, like probably midnight-ish? It's at night when they're, Christmas party can happen on the 24th, and it's really deserted. Like, only the cashiers are working there when Bruce is going around with Harley.
That's a really good point. I didn't even think about that.
And again, in the comic, that's what it is. In the comic, that's what it is, so...
Oh.
I don't see why they switch it. I don't get it.
Yeah. Oh god, but like I said, I just really love the image of Bruce just standing there, like so disgruntled, signing those checks.
Yeah, basically he's signing. He's signing the checks because he's still under mind control, and I always love how something that will kind of bother me with Batman is I can make peace with it sometimes, but I don't like a mind controlled Batman because I always figure Bruce is so well trained he can snap out of mind control. I don't mind if he's under it for a while, but as long as he snaps out, which he does in this, so it's fine.
Right.
So at least I'm glad.
I at least like the fact that he's not just like a total that he's obviously pissed off about this situation, but he can't do anything about it.
I think to the normal guy, he'd be completely under mind control, like the driver. The driver, it's a really creepy thing with the driver.
Exactly, yeah.
The driver's been kissed by poison ivy, having a little black lipstick. Again, Bruce being the detective, I love how he picks that out before they tell him what he's infected with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he notices the lipstick on the guy, so he's figuring, oh, it's the lipstick.
Yeah.
And anyway, I like that. It's so creepy with the driver. Like, Harley just knocks the guy over with the door. He just gets knocked out.
Right.
Not even knocked out. He's still in that zombified awake state. He's been hit by the door so callously he's just on the ground, still there.
God. Oh yeah.
So it's so dark with that driver guy.
Yeah.
Driver. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting some fireworks over here too. So.
Oh gee. Okay, here we go.
Minorly distracting. So.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
oh god, the sun is just. Oh man, I'm just looking at the sun just getting lighter and lighter and lighter, and oh god, it's gonna start. It's gonna start any minute now, and it's gonna be loud. So just bear with us.
Right. Well, it is. That's the only indicator to the folks out there we're doing this on the 4th of July. So.
I guess so. Yeah.
Anyway, so I was trying to think where it was. Oh yeah, so I like how Bruce is at least conscious during that because at least he has the willpower enough to fight that. So again, I like that.
Sure.
And it is funny just seeing Bruce just try to fight, but he just can't snap out of his sign the chicks. Oh man, they're stealing my bet. These baggers are stealing my money.
Can I ask you one quick question?
What do you got?
Do they know that he's Batman, or?
Oh God, no.
Okay. So they're just doing it because they know Bruce Wayne is rich. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, just want to make sure.
If they knew that, if they knew who he was, the show would be over.
Okay.
She'll tell Mr. J, and Mr. J will kill him.
Oh God.
Ivy goes to the press, it's all over for him.
Okay, I hear you.
Anyway, so let's see. So yeah, basically, Bruce sign checks. That's the real comedy in the thing, and then basically the end, the punctuation after a fun scene is them trying on different hats and stuff, going around buying stuff like crazy. They're walking out of an elevator, and this is funny. They're saying, "Step lively now, Brucey." And Bruce is like carrying this whole stack of boxes. It's a large, impossibly sized amount of boxes he's carrying.
Yeah, that's definitely one Christmas cliche.
But he is Batman, so he's the only one who could carry that stack if it is.
Sure.
But then the funny line, I love Arlene Sorkin how she delivers this. She's, "Look, pianos!" And then Bruce kind of says something. Now he snapped out of enough he can say something. He says, "I've had just about enough of this," which I should mention real briefly. We'll probably talk about this whenever we cover this episode again.
Oh.
You tell Kevin Conroy's performance, and this is the first episode bringing us back into the Batman series, by the way. So this was the first one in production for season 4.
Was it? Okay.
Yes.
Interesting, huh?
Kind of odd, given we have a new Robin who's unexplained at this point, but again, it was just production.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing they did with Christmas with the Joker when you think about it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that.
I'm just thinking about that right now. It never occurred to me until now. Yeah, so Kevin Conroy, unfortunately, they told Kevin Conroy to go for less comedic Bruce at this point, so you'll tell he doesn't have much room to do in this special anyway, but from this point forward, he's in this season he doesn't do like the light Bruce stuff.
Aw.
So he's always in the Batman voice pretty much.
Aw.
He's just more what's said, less than how he's delivering it. So it's not as funny. Like no moments like from On Leather Wings where he's saying, "Hey, what's up, Doc?" when he's in full Batman garb.
Right. Yeah, I love that.
Unfortunately, none of that until Justice League, pretty much. So unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's kind of sad. Anyway.
Also, I'm just realizing, sorry this is kind of off topic, but Batman is entirely absent from the Justice League special.
Yeah, that's I have
that.
I got a story. I'll explain. I'll explain when we get to it. I have reasoning for that.
Sorry, I don't even. I guess that's the sign that it's a really good special that I didn't even pay attention to that until like just now.
Oh, I got a story that's gonna blow your mind about that, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm just trying to think. Oh yeah, so pianos, and then
pianos.
Well, she's such a little girl the way they do Harley a lot of times. So she's like looking.
I also like the scene where they walk by the tree and she's just like, "Oh, please,
no." Basically, these girls are pretty much sisters. You know, it's adorable.
Dare I say it, almost an Anna Elsa type, like evil Anna and Elsa.
Almost. Now that I think about it, almost. But these guys were the originals. You gotta give them that. They were way before Frozen. So they started. They're kind of like sisters. Some people kind of go into the level I won't. Now I'll kind of hint at it. Some people say they're a little more than that, and actually in the comics right now they're kind of implying that. But yeah,
I can believe it based on this special.
I mean it's the implication. But I think it works so much better if they're kind of like a sister dynamic, which is kind of what they do. It's all they can get away with in animation, pretty much. Anyways, I might as well go with that.
Right.
So the point is, like, I'm just saying, like, Harley Quinn has the Joker. Why does she even need to consider that? That's my 2 cents.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a big crux of her character.
Anyway, so the point is they have a really nice sister dynamic, and basically, I think the stuff's wearing off. Gives it a lipstick, so she says, "Pucker up, and give Mama some sugar." And Bruce says, "No," and then basically he stumbles backwards down the elevator shaft. So now he's got some physical. No, apparently now he's got some physical control now after this fall. Again, Arlene Sorkin, you're going to fall in love with her because you haven't heard her yet. This is the first time you're hearing Harley Quinn, am I right?
Well, I mean, I've heard clips. You know, it's like I know what she sounds like, but I haven't watched full episodes with her. So
anyway, so Arlene Sorkin basically saying, "Oh my god, we killed him." Oh well, we got his credit cards from Poison Ivy.
Now, one thing about this, like, wouldn't the Joker, like, wouldn't killing Batman be, like, the ultimate thing for the Joker not to do? Because what would the Joker be without Batman? Isn't that his
Well, they don't know he's Batman.
Oh, that's... Oh, God, I need to...
Again,
I don't know why that's in my head. I'm sorry.
Okay, to put something, no one knows who Batman is in the series, okay? No one except for the people who are also in costumes, no.
Oh, God. All right.
Okay?
All right.
Gordon, I'm not even going to touch the whole thing with Gordon, okay? We're just going to move on. Anyway. So, so there's a great moment here. I love just how the music, Batman's theme started to come in, kind of that classic Shirley Walker theme started coming with Batman after he kind of rises from the elevator. Mm-hmm. Just in shadow, like you see the hand come up, and oh boy, he's mad now. Now he's in full control, and they're shopping, and they go like they're driving in the limo with mind control limo driver guy, and they say, "No, where to next?" And they're driving, and basically Harley looks behind her and says, "Anywhere, as long as it's far away from that guy." And they see it's Batman.
Nonchalantly she says that. It's like,
well, anywhere, as long as it's away from that guy.
It's like he's a rude driver or something like that.
Oh yeah. I love this when they turn into sisters. Also, Poison Ivy would never do this on her own, but with Ivy, I'm sorry,
right.
Poison Ivy would never do this alone, but with Harley, definitely she would do like a little girl and scream along with her. They see Batman, then they crash into Mayfield so hastily, so violently done too. Yeah. Well, not violent, but just like so quickly. It's basically her or Harley grabs the wheel, and they turn into the toy store, into Mayfield's department store.
Yeah, Wacko's toy
Oh,
store.
right. Did it say Waggers?
Yes,
Said
it said
Waggos.
Wacko's on the side. I don't know
Okay,
if it's
that's
named Wacko's, but it says it on the
right.
side.
You're right. I'm sorry. The next one with Barbara Gordon takes place in Mayfield.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
See, there are three shopping places in the Batman universe. There's Bergdorf's. Yeah, it's called Bergdorf's, Mayfield's, and then Wacko's. Because Wacko's Toys is actually it's a really clever reference.
Oh,
To,
yes,
there's
yes.
an episode. There's an episode with the Riddler where there's a place he works for called Wacko's Toys.
But, I mean, it must be a reference to Wacko Warner, though, right? Or is it pre-Wacko Warner?
No, Animaniacs came before Batman. Oh no, wait, no, it's during Batman. That's when Animaniacs was.
Okay, so...
I'm saying no. It's basically Animaniacs came first before that episode of when they
Okay,
had
so
Wacko's.
it must be a little bit of a shout out. It must be.
Most likely it's that. Then again, it's kind of a common thing, Wacko, or kind of crazy. But yeah, it could quite possibly be.
Also, I noticed a really split-second thing that caught my eye, Blue Dragon 5. I believe in this scene you see the model train reproduction of Gotham from Christmas with the Joker, like for a split second in the background.
I think you're right. I could be wrong.
Yeah, little Easter egg I caught. Because like when they went to the toy store, I was like, at that point, I was like looking for Christmas with the Joker references.
Anyway, so really well shot scene. Basically, it's in this really like stripped away color palette.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost black and white, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
First of all, I love just getting into the scene. It feels even this first episode, it feels like classic Batman the Animated Series, just in terms of like Batman kind of going into an environment, investigating.
Sure.
But first of all, I just love the little nod. It's so simple, but I love how Batman checks the pulse on the driver.
Yeah, yeah, nice.
That's a nice little thing there because Batman hasn't forgotten about him. Anyway, so he goes in there. He has the flashlight on. Gotta love the flashlight. It's the simple things, really. Anyway, so then he finds this huge mound of toys, and up top is Harley and Ivy. And basically, Ivy says, "Oh, you've been a good little bat boy this year, but we've been very naughty." We haven't. So basically, I think they said, "Come up and get your present."
Mm-hmm.
Then, as she's doing all the Harley Quinn, she's placed herself on like a little conveyor belt, apparently, like a little one of those old clocks, where it hits the bell.
Right.
Harley Quinn's on one of those things. Basically, Harley Quinn's main weapon of choice, Tiki, is a mallet. It's a giant mallet. So it comes back a lot. Hits Batman with a mallet. Then he uses the redesigned grappling gun to get up there, and
Might I just say the sound effect on when she hits him on the head? Just man, as someone who suffers from migraines, it was just physically painful.
No, but also remember another. I think he suffers another here too. I think Poison Ivy has the big old the boxing glove, doesn't she?
Right. Yeah.
That's the one that I go ouch, because you can even see it on there. It's still when they were a little more expressive with Batman's face and.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of goes away in this season, but they still had at the beginning. He's making like the whole like surprised expression with the eye slits, and they like ooh, and that must have hurt. And she's like, "Merry Christmas, darling." Oh. He falls, and basically the way he stops him as they're running away. I think they use the grappling gun to pull down a giant Christmas tree. So Harley gets what she wants. Says, "Are you happy you got your stupid Christmas tree?" He says, "Yes." Gets a giant bulb, falls on her head, like boom. With a goofy smile on her face. What do you think of that little vignette?
Yeah, like I said, just probably the lightest of the three, definitely. Just a lot of fun. That's really all I can say about it. Just a lot of humor, love the style. I mean, really, I really do think that the style of this kind of animation fits perfectly with the vibe they were going for with this thing. So that's probably the best I can say for it.
You want to take us to the 24th?
Oh God, I only saw it once, but ew.
So we're at Mayfield's.
Yeah, well, Barbara Gordon, she's buying a gift, right?
She's buying a tie for her father. Or at
Oh,
least maybe a watch, too. She's looking for a gift for her father.
oh God! If it's a tie, then she must have taken Gerald
I know.
Johansson's.
I think. Well, she was looking at a tie. I know that.
Right.
I don't think she got a watch. I think it was all. I think it was the tie.
Well, I thought that's what she was bringing to the counter, like
Yeah.
when the okay, but
Anyway, so what else is happening here? What other
well,
characters do we see, Tiki?
well, the best part of this episode is, oh boy, we see my favorite character from the animated series, Harvey Bullock as Santa Claus. How perfect is that? He's got Montoya as his elf, and they're on, as Bullock puts it, the worst undercover mission of his life, or something like that.
Oh yeah. I think they've been there for like 4 hours or more.
Oh, this is just. I mean, it just kind of speaks for itself, you know.
I love how Montoya is this elf. I love that. So Bullock's Santa Claus eating on the job.
Yeah.
He's Santa Claus, and Montoya is just there. Basically, they're on a stakeout. They're stakeout for a shoplifter, a thief that's been going around striking around the holidays, around the Christmas season at least.
Mm-hmm.
Again, to me, it's a stretch that Barbara Gordon be shopping last. Man, she's Batgirl for Pete's sake. I mean, she would have enough foresight to do her shopping beforehand.
Well, to be fair, maybe being Batgirl, you know, maybe she's like the Mr. Bailey from the Hey Arnold special. You know,
But you're
maybe
just
it's
buying a
got
tie.
so much work that. Well, yeah, she's running. I don't know.
I mean, you buy ties in excess so you have more gifts for later on. Then you don't have to worry about them.
Well, you know, that's if you're Gerald Johansson, you know. So.
Anyway, so I don't know. Still, I just wish it was like the 22nd. Make everything better in my opinion. Just if they change the date, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. So.
Anyway, so it's a minor nitpick though, just very minor nitpick.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so there's a stakeout for a shoplifter. You know, basically some kid's giving Bullock guff on his leg, saying, "You're not the real Santa." "Sure I am. You want to see my gun?" And Montoya slaps him back of the
That's a great line. Oh, that's quotable. I want that on a T-shirt.
You want to hit the heartfelt moment?
Oh yeah. Okay. Basically, so we're gonna stretch for Scrooge here in this one, but basically what I took this moment as is it's just like a Christmas Carol taking place in less than a minute. Because it's like, you know, at the start of the scene, you know, he's like all bah humbug, and then the little girl comes up. What's her name?
McSwain. I think it's like Mary McSwain, and her father's
Okay.
Mad Dog McSwain, or something McSwain.
Okay, yeah, and she's just like, oh, well, what do you want for Christmas, dear? And, you know, she's just like, oh, I want my daddy to come home. And then he kind of gets a look like, oh.
Yeah, I don't know,
like,
kid. Where does your pops live? It says, hey, and either that or what's your pop's name? It says, something McSwain.
Well, I think he just recognizes the last name. I think that's how he catches the name. But he just asks her. He just asks her where he is, and she's like, well, he's in prison, and oh man, and then he's just like, well, he just doesn't know what to say. He's just completely.
I love how he whispers to Montoya, "Oh man, I sent the kid's father up the road for 20 to life."
Yeah, and so he's just, well, sometimes even Santa can't make, sometimes
everything come true.
Yeah, and just a hard fact, but he gives the kid, I assume, $100 bill.
Well, it looked like 20, but I guess you could buy more back then. It looked like a 20, but it could. I would like
the problem with going through Christmas specials from the '90s is that in the wake of our little economic recession.
No, this is in '97, I believe.
Right. '97, the economy was thriving in the Clinton years, so we were living large. So $20 went a lot further. It's like nowadays, it's like you can barely go to Walmart and spend $20 on anything.
But to be fair, I don't think we get to see it that much. But I thought it was 20, but it actually could have been 100. You might be right. I don't think they have a marking on the bill though, so I could be.
No, they don't have a marking on the bill. So
maybe that's it. I don't know. I assumed 20. Maybe it's. If it was for her, then he said, "Can I buy my daddy something too?" Which made me think, okay, he doesn't have enough money, but it could be 100.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking when she said, Yeah,
Bullock doesn't strike me as a guy carrying hundreds on him. That's the thing.
Yeah. But I do like his line, Oh yeah, sure. That's not a problem as long as it's not a hacksaw.
Oh yeah, that was a sweet line. And then I love how happy she is. Thank you, Santa. She
Yeah,
screams. Oh,
yeah.
that's so cute. Then
Like
we're
I said, it's like a Christmas Carol in fast forward. It's like it's like the Scrooge. It's like the Scrooge learning the spirit of Christmas just in the course of like 50 seconds.
such a cute moment. Then we're undercut by our plot. So.
Mhm.
So a bunch of kids are stealing stuff, and the Batgirl, she's
Oh
kind of
no,
placed
it's
near.
the Underdwellers.
No.
I kid. But that is what I thought of at first. I was like, oh my god, are they going to call back to the Underdwellers?
Did you really think it was the Underdwellers?
That's honestly what I thought at first. Yes, I honestly thought that was what the episode was going to be about when I first saw the kids shoplifting.
No,
I
thought it
like
was.
that episode, man. I really like that episode.
I didn't think the Sewer King, but I thought like someone was in charge of these kids.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know. I was thinking potentially Mad Hatter, to be honest with you, but I don't know.
That would make sense.
Because they were all. It looked like they were wearing hats. I think they were all wearing hats. Anyway, so basically, these kids seeing Batgirl, Barbara, she asked like the cashier to ring up the tie for her to see how much it was, and like she's posed near the jewelry counter. I guess like why ties would be next to the jewelry counter, I have no idea. Anyway, so the point is like she asks her to ring up, and then she sees like the kid stealing something that's been laid out for somebody else.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, wait a minute!" Then we see it's a rash of these things going on. Like a bunch of stores within the giant mall are being robbed, and I love how Batgirl she grabs the kid's arm and says, "This little boy," and then basically, I love how she holds out on the boy. Basically, she grabs his arm. Basically, his arm turns to clay in her hand. Says, "Boy." Really, it's a simple thing. You see all these basically 6 shoplifters at the same time. They're being cornered by everybody, and in the center of this, like the center of the place, center of the store. And after Bullock and Montoya get clued in, Bullock, who by the way is like tending to a kid, is like, "And I want this, and I want a boat, and I want." Yeah, he speaks.
No, I said, isn't he asleep? Bullock.
No, Bullock's asleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullock's asleep until he hears like the bulletin. I think Montoya also wakes him up. Look, there's the guy, and basically just throws the kid off.
Yeah, I was like, jeez, easy there, Harvey.
Well, he did his good deed. We can give him a little slack.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, so then they're pursuing the 6 shoplifters, and they all converge, and they really, again, TMS animation. They morph into Clayface of all villains.
Mm-hmm.
And voiced by the wonderful Ron Perlman.
Oh, really? Okay, nice.
And also, Ron Perlman voices another set of characters in this special.
Does he?
We'll get to that.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so Ron Perlman, he always does the voice of Clayface. He gives a fantastic performance in his first appearance when you see him.
Oh, can't wait.
Anyway, so Ron Perlman, he's basically, ho, 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 it's Mother Mercy, it's Clayface. And he says, basically, monologues about his plan. You know, that's the best thing about the holidays. I can shapeshift anyone and rob the next joint.
Yeah, it's a really cool idea too. You know, just
makes sense.
Yeah, it's a really interesting take on the whole. What do you know?
Shapeshifter.
Yeah, shapeshifting. I'm sorry. Yeah, really interesting kind of idea for sure.
Oh yeah. So basically, also during the chaos, I think as Clayface is doing battle with Harvey and Montoya, gumming up their guns with his clay.
Mm-hmm.
I should mention there's a mini story here about something that was kind of debated upon in the comic, but also in the special.
Yeah.
In the comic, you'll notice Batgirl changing into her costume, right?
Yeah.
Now, you'll notice, so like she's, remind me, so she's behind something, right?
Yeah, I think she's like behind a shelf or something like that.
Yeah, behind a shelf.
Yeah.
Now, originally, there were like a few versions of this. In the comic, there was an alternate version that was taken out where she's changing in the crowd.
Oh wow! Okay.
And I'm not saying everything's shown or anything, but I'm saying there's like a little more back is shown, like a little bit lower of her back is shown and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Point is, she was changed like in the crowd at one point. I think that was cut out of the comic and in place with her. She's changing in a dressing room, but it's a little more skins revealed, and like she steps on like a pen or something in the dressing room. You know, so basically it's a little more confined, a little more playing it up for laughs, a little more.
Right.
And they adapted it in the thing here too, so a little minor thing. Bruce Timm knows how to, let's face facts, Tiki. I know you haven't really seen this, but Bruce Timm knows how to draw women, and he literally there's like an art book based on that. So.
You know what? I'm not a big comic fan, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Just on the limited knowledge I have.
just watching the series, you can tell he can draw women.
Oh yeah.
And let's just say he's there are literally books he's done of him drawing women. Just
oh my.
Well, what a lot of men want to see from these women drawings, but let's not get into that.
Yeah.
Point is. Okay, so now she's dressed in the full Batgirl garb. She's helping out. Basically, I think things have been lured to the outside of the place, where there's like a roller rink. No, not roller rink. An ice ring.
Mm-hmm.
An ice ring. And there's this giant Santa Claus and Christmas lights display outside. And basically, they're shooting at Clayface. They're getting nothing out of him because he's Clay, for pity's sake. And Clayface, he can shape-shift his arms into bladed weaponry and stuff.
Right.
He does. So basically, they're outmatched. And so Clayface is a tough villain to take down if you don't know how to stuff that's a weakness for Clay.
Sure.
So basically, Batgirl's doing some battle with him. Basically, she gets the idea. She sees Clayface. He's planted deep in the water now, and sees the electrical wires and Santa Claus. And shoot the Santa. And Bullock is a funny line. Saying, "You wouldn't." No, not you, dope. That's Santa. And they aim high, and then basically Clayface gets electrocuted.
Yeah.
Electrocuted and knocked out, which is kind of a nitpick because you'll see in his first episode they kind of established that electricity doesn't hurt him.
Oh, okay.
But,
yeah, I mean, I was just thinking like, hey, that really doesn't make logical sense. But with water, I guess that's a stretch.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I'm saying there's like the whole thing. If you electrify something enough, it might hurt you.
Sure.
It's like how you can if you. Rubbers, you can't electrify rubber unless I've heard some scientists debate that if you have enough of a charge, you actually can.
Mm-hmm.
So it's debatable, or at least it's debatable.
All right.
Also, later on, also electricity kind of stuns them. So in later incarnations, they kind of keep it, they kind of don't. So it's a mix. Anyway.
Okay. Well, at least they keep it consistent.
Yeah, somewhat. So it goes a little back and forth.
Yeah.
Anyway, also the funny ending, which. The first time I watched this, and as a kid I watched this, I had no idea what this gag meant until like a few years ago I kind of got what it meant. So now Clayface is knocked out, Bullock's all happy and proud and stuff. All right, we did good. So now Frosty the Lawn Cigar here is taken care of. Just a funny line too, by the way. Frosty the Lawn Cigar.
Yeah.
Montoya says, "Oh, no, wait a second, Santa. Roll up those sleeves. You have to recover the evidence. All the stolen goods that are inside Clayface." And yes, just the music cue. It's like, oh, no. He has to go through all that clay goop to get all the evidence back.
Oh, God. Oh, that's great.
At first, when I was a kid, I guess I didn't get that. I kind of thought, wait, is he going to give him a prostate exam? What gives?
Right. Oh, God.
Anyway, so I guess I feel bad for the Arkham Guard that has to give Clayface a prostate exam.
Yeah. Oh God.
Anyway, so I guess now we're on to my favorite of the specials.
Really, for me it was probably my least favorite, but that's just because I guess the whole Joker redesign thing, it was hard for me to get past that. So, all right. So why don't you take us through it?
Okay. So. We start the episode with something that you're going to see in Return of the Joker if you watch it, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So this comes back verbatim. It's just reanimated so the Joker design is fixed in the later version.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I believe looks like we're watching a sports game, but then we're interrupted by the Joker making a New Year's resolution. He's dressed in sports gear saying, "Hello, couch potatoes. Joker here." Basically saying, with the new year coming, I've made a vow, I've made a resolution. I, Joker, solemnly swear that next year I will not kill anyone, which means I have a lot to do until then.
Very funny.
Which means I have to bump off enough, as much people as I can before then.
Mm. Oh, great Joker logic right there.
Oh yeah, it's great. And basically, then he has a line. This line's in Batman: Return of the Joker.
Oh,
Basically,
okay.
let's just say Batman's like doing some investigating on the Joker, and he plays some video clip of this scene exactly, where he's saying, "A countdown of victims that will end at midnight, unless our dear Dark Knight stops me first."
Nice, nice.
And essentially, we see kind of this is usually my favorite type of set piece: Batman and Gordon inside Gordon's office, watching some evidence or going over some evidence.
Of course, gotta love it.
And Gordon
Again,
voiced
with
by
the unexplained Robin.
yeah, Robin's still unexplained.
Oh God, I mean, is it supposed to be like Tim Drake or what?
It is Tim Drake. So.
Oh, okay, that's kind of what I thought.
Yeah, they explain in an episode but it was out of order for some reason. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, they do. He has his own episode.
Dick Grayson is in this. Is Dick Grayson Nightwing in this?
Yeah, he's.
Show? Okay, cool.
They don't. He isn't coming for a while, but he's Nightwing.
Okay, right on.
Anyway, they explain it also. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so basically, Gordon saying this is recorded this morning. So this is recorded this morning. So and in the meantime, two guards, and they went as far as to say he killed people. So they're actually again this series with the redesign, they've actually been able to get away with more things.
Mm-hmm.
So now if they're on the Kids WB network, you can get away with you can have handguns now. You can actually have some characters getting shot.
Okay.
Which, as you see in this episode, we do have those things.
Right.
And also the more implied death. So it's a little more heavily implied that Joker is killing people, because before he can never imply he's killing people. You can only have him put him in the grin.
In perilous situations and whatnot.
Like we literally see photographs of the dead smiling bodies.
Oh God! Right.
In here.
Yeah.
I mean, before, and the only reason they got away with that, I think, is because they could still make the argument they're just in the rictus grin state that he'll leave people in episodes you'll see in Batman animated series.
Okay.
So that's usually their caveat, is basically have them just put them in the laughing state. Then it's implied they survive, just not well. It's a little worse than death.
Right.
That's the gag. It's a little worse than death. You're gonna be stuck in like a laughing mode for the rest of your life.
That's kind of awful.
Or at least you have to go through the whole anti-Joker Venom thing, which is still a process in itself.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so basically Joker has they discover the Joker stolen basically a sonic weapon that has been developed by GothCorp, which ties into Mr. Freeze, by the way.
Oh, okay, nice.
You'll find it. Just remember the name GothCorp.
Sure. We're like 2 episodes away from Paradise.
Oh yeah. So essentially, the Joker has stolen a sonic weapon which will allow him to kill everyone within earshot. So basically, Batman smartly deduces that how are you going to gather a whole bunch of people around New Year's when you're dropping the ball, proverbially? You're doing the big New Year's countdown. So that's when he's going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, they noted that basically some earmuffs are also stolen, because that's the only way you can survive this thing, if you have the sonic-proof earmuffs.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
Very important. And then we kind of have an homage, in my mind, to Batman '89, which has turned 25 recently, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And Batman turns 75, '89 turns 25. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so basically, a lot of people are like Joker's setting up on the stage of where they're doing the countdown, and he's basically saying. He's saying, "Oh, I brought my own party favors," and we see a whole bunch of masks.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin get there, and they're looking over and says, Robin says, "How are we going to find Joker? Joker's going to stick out in any crowd. Stick out like sore thumb in any crowd." And they see all these people dancing with like Joker party favor mask on.
Oh, that's great.
Which, to be honest with you, I think if I were the Joker, that'd be the way I'd kill it. I'd just drug the mask.
Well, I mean, technically, like, come to think of it, like, I'd be a little sketched out to take anything that was themed to the Joker.
I know. Give me a second. I'm going to get into that in a second, okay?
Okay.
Point is, then Batman, basically Batman kind of has like a defeated sigh or something, basically, ugh. I kind of forget exactly how that went, unless you remember, Tiki.
No.
Anyway, so, yeah, here's my big gripe. It is literally like Batman '89. Who would trust this guy?
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
the only logic I have is that either A is the only possible reason I can think of is that A, they're taking Joker's words, even if they were taking Joker's words to truth, that Joker swears not to kill anyone.
I mean, it's not the new year, so.
Yeah, I know. So still, what logic is that? Do they swear?
And even still, like, why would you possibly trust the Joker on anything he says? It just does not make sense, even with that logic.
I gotta say, that's the as much as I love this, still is my favorite of these vignettes, but mainly for the ending. That's pretty much it. But the circumstances.
I mean, that's understandable. There. I mean, to tell you the truth, I think the ending kind of stands on its own as its own.
Well, too.
Kind of.
I'm saying the setup. Yeah, this is the huge plot hole in the thing. It's like, who would trust the Joker? The Joker is a dangerous man. He just threatened you. He threatened to kill everyone before.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's still a big problem with it for me when I think about it. I think it's also an '89 homage. I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the only reason is very, very light. It's like you just announced the problem being even if Joker's was thought of a guy wearing a Joker mask, who would give out Joker masks?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
In a city that's it's like giving out masks of real life serial killers to wear at parties. It's like that is never gonna happen in real life.
Like you have your Jeffrey Dahmers.
Like that's gonna be a dark ass party, man.
You got some Jeffrey Dahmers to the left. You got some some Hannibal Lecters to the right. Got some John Wayne Gacy's to the very right.
Of course, you got some Norman Bates in there. Oh God.
Anyway, so. Here's where things are good.
Actually, that sounds awesome. Come to think of it.
So anyway, barring the ridiculous circumstances that gets everyone there, awesomeness takes place right after that.
Oh yeah.
So this is really cool. So basically, Joker, he's jazzed out of his mind. Basically, the way Batman finds him, he looks through the binoculars. He sees they're the only ones wearing the earmuffs, and he sees where the device is linked up.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically linked up to the bell or whatever when the ball drops. The countdown.
Sure.
So when it hits
the bell, yeah.
When it hits the top thing, it's gonna go off.
Oh.
Anyway, so basically, Batman swoops down. Joker has his three henchmen who are modeled after the Three Stooges, Larry, Moe, and Curly.
I didn't even notice that. That's great.
They are, and it's funny that later on in the series they're going to come back as Joker's regular henchmen in the revamp version, only in the fourth season.
Right.
And they're going to be voiced by Billy West, except for right now, because right now they're voiced by Ron Perlman.
Oh, okay, nice.
Ron Perlman, nice. You can hear Ron Perlman doing kind of his faux Stooges impression.
Oh man, I need to go back and listen to that.
Well, I don't think it's actually. Sorry, strike that. It's not exactly Stooges impression, but he's doing different voices for each of them.
Yeah, sure. That's great.
Anyway, so yeah, he's the henchman. They're fighting. It's a really cool fight.
Mm-hmm.
Robin's doing battle with these giant stooges, and basically Batman's trying to stop Joker. He throws a battering at the thing, trying to slow down the device.
Yeah, very suspenseful staging, I must say. With the thing rising to the top. Very good setup.
Oh yeah, I love the build to that so much.
Yeah.
That's the reason I really love the action in it.
Yeah, I hear it.
The moment when it really gets to me, it really starts to really heat up for me.
Mm-hmm.
Is right after Joker hits Batman on the back of the head as he's looking at the device trying to disarm it. He hits him on the back of the head with the champagne bucket. No, Batsy, you can't. He essentially says you can't hold your liquor, basically saying that champagne's gone to your head, isn't it? Hasn't it?
Right.
Then I love how Batman, the instinct and the tension's really heating as Batman's been hit on the head. The time's running out, and that's a big thing for Batman. When time runs out, he gets really antsy. Batman quickly punches the Joker out. He grabs that bottle of champagne, spurts it on the controls, frying the machine, frying the mechanism. So he's basically saved everyone. Yay for Batman!
I actually like this is like a tiny little detail, but I like how he kind of, I assume he puts his thumb over the bottle, so it kind of like
yeah
spray thing instead of just like dumps all over. So I really like that. That's like really effective, to ensure that it gets all over the panel.
And again, I love the tension from that moment on. From the moment when Joker hits him with a champagne bucket while Robin is doing battle with the henchman off to the side.
Right.
Well, he hits him with the champagne bucket, says, grabs champagne, fries the controls, but I love the moment just when Joker, again, the countdown's still happening, you're still wondering if it's going to work or not. But right after Batman's achieved victory stopping the thing, Joker pulls out a gun. Oh, I should mention the best part, too. Sorry, I forgot to mention that when Batman took the bottle, he popped the cork and it landed in Joker's eye. Which, now that I think about it, I'm definitely think I'm stretching with this, but it'd be hilarious if this is actually a reference to it. In The Dark Knight Returns animated film, it's a famous moment in The Dark Knight Returns when Joker gets hit in the eye with a sharp batarang.
Oh God!
And it's literally jammed in his eye.
Oh,
it's really scary.
Format style.
Yeah, it's like really scary in that thing though, but then here but still in here that might be an homage to it. I could be wrong. The point is, like, he gets the cork gets shot in the Joker's eye, which is really funny.
Right.
And brutal too. Very brutal.
Oh yeah.
Joker's the cork in his eye. Batman's just saved the day, but then Joker's a little mad, but also happy because he just has a plan. Joker grabs a gun, which is a handgun, which again is unheard of at this point, but now we're getting away with it on television.
Hey, yeah, that's cool.
He grabs the handgun, he shoots Batman, which just like made me gasp. Batman gets shot. Batman gets shot in the arm, and then you think, oh no, it's all over Batman. Again, that tension is just rising and building. It's really awesome. Then the thing hits, and basically once the timer does go off, Batman's fried the system, but still it basically triggers an explosion up there, making the bell. The bell crashes down as Joker's about to make the kill shot. Robin's going like, no! Joker's laughing, and I love how Joker's like laughing. He's so demonic. He's gloating before he's about to kill Batman.
Yeah, like any classic villain.
Well, he's not even gloating. He's just laughing because he's just enjoying every second of it, which is so creepy and cool.
Oh.
Then I love I love how Mark Hamill delivers this. He just looks up and he says, "Oh no." Bell falls on Joker and breaks his arm. By the way, it does break his arm.
Ooh.
Breaks Joker's. We don't see hear the crunch or anything. His arm's sticking out of the bell. I said, just crushed him. Well, Batman references it later on.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll know in a second. And then basically Joker, you can see Joker's face on the inside sighing, and then basically says, "Ouch." It's so funny. Okay, then we have my favorite scene. Okay, how you can top that? It was a really cool action sequence. Could have ended it there, but you need a better ending than that.
This really does kind of tie the whole thing together so well.
Here's what
poignant in light of recent events.
Oh yeah, but let me paint the picture, folks. I really love this scene. Okay, so nice little caricature of Bruce Timm and Glenn Murakami in this scene too, by the way. We see our Christmas carolers. Our Christmas carolers. Bruce Timm's one of the Christmas carolers, the one with the tallest head, and Glenn Murakami.
Nice, cool.
Also, there's a loose caricature of Paul Dini as the bartender.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Very loose, though. Very loose.
Yeah.
Anyway, so basically, Jim Gordon walks in. And he kind of gives like a nod to the bartender, or not even bartender, the owner of the place, I guess. It's like a little coffee shop. It's a coffee shop.
Yeah, yeah.
Gives a little nod to the owner. The owner says, "Okay, guys, get out of here." Also, Robert Costanza, the voice of Bullock, does the voice of the guy. He says, "But we want to sing." He says, "You can sing for St. Patty's Day."
One of those three people now.
Yeah. Then
that's what he does on Christmas. That's his Christmas tradition, is just singing Christmas carols.
It's not just him, it's the three of them. The three of them love to sing around Christmas. What do we want to sing? He says, well, go practice for St. Patty's Day, and they're all grumbling. Then I love the bit where he says, I heard your buddy had a rough night. You think he's going to show? And then Jim Gordon. Oh, man. I'm going to get emotional talking about this, but I'll still do it.
Yeah, understandable. Understandable.
Jim Gordon, voiced by the wonderful Bob Hastings. I'm going to tell you in a second, but the wonderful Bob Hastings, he says, "Just break our tradition? Not like him. And break our tradition? Never. He'd never do that."
Oh,
anyway, so Batman in the shadow, he appears on the outside, making the classic Bat entrance.
Yeah.
Bat entrance, he barrels through the door opens just with that one hand, and he goes through, and basically the guy's right on schedule. Jim Gordon says, right on time. Batman gets there, he sits in the booth. The guy pours him coffee, and Batman says, "Oh, stop! It's enough. That's enough coffee."
Yeah.
Then Gordon says, your arm feeling any better?" He says, "Better than the Joker's."
Oh God. Okay. Nice.
I'll remember this exchange until the day I die. It's a really beautiful exchange.
Sure.
Jim Gordon says,
Sure.
"I love my Jim Gordon Batman scenes. This is one of my favorites." He says, how's your arm? Better than the Joker's. It was a close call this time. They're all close calls." Then he says, he says something along the lines of, basically a toast. They toast their coffee mugs till next year, to another year of survival. To another year of survival, they clink their glasses, Batman with the bandage over one arm, and then Gordon turns his head saying, "Then Joe, I think it's Joe. Joe, if I can get one of your famous cheesesteaks to go." Then he asks Batman, "Do you want anything?" And then Batman's gone, but he left the money for the tip.
Nice.
I know he left the. No, it's the check, so he paid for the full thing. So Batman paid for the full thing, and presumably the tip also. And then Gordon has one of the best lines when Batman makes an exit, the classic Bat exit runner. This is one of my favorite responses to it. He says, "One of these years, I'm going to beat him to the check." Then, in a really beautiful shot in reference to current events, Jim Gordon, he walks out as we hear some classic Christmas music, da-da-da-da, basically what the guys were singing inside the place. Like, all the great forgotten, and then the Shirley Walk, that kind of wonderful Batman score takes place. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. It's really nice. We see Jim Gordon kind of going off in the shadows. We see Batman's silhouette, I think, cross the thing.
Yeah.
In the background. It's beautiful. Unfortunately, Bob Hastings, he was my first Jim Gordon. He made me fall in love with the character with his performance, making him so hard-boiled, yet that authority figure you can just root for.
Sure.
At the age of 89, he unfortunately has passed away.
Yeah.
And, Bob Hastings had an illustrious career in television, radio, you name it. He was the voice of Archie in the radio. He played famous for McHale's Navy. A lot of roles. I know him from Kelsey on All in the Family. He was the bartender. Kelsey's bar. Archie bought from.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Bartender and all that. Really great. Again, loved him in Batman animated series. Jim Gordon. It's a shame that he didn't voice the character when he was still living after 2004, after he gave his last Jim Gordon performance, because it's such a shame they never had him back for more.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
But
he left. From the little I've heard from him, he definitely puts all his heart into it for sure.
But I would wager that along with kind of stories like Year One, but I think more so the performance given in the animated series by him really sold people on this character. So kind of made people, along with myself, huge fans of this character. Really brought him to life and really just made you love Jim Gordon, made you fall in love with Jim Gordon. Because of that performance, I would say we got an actor of great caliber like Gary Oldman to play him in the film.
Yeah. Oh God, and Gary Oldman just killed it.
Exactly. I don't think we'd have that without
I hear you. I hear you for sure. Yeah, because without that, it would just be like, oh Jesus Christ, bumbling, freaking. Oh, thank God you're here to save the day, Batman.
I mean, Pat Hingle, good actor, but still not as. He didn't bring that fatherly, lovable quality Jim Gordon did. I mean, Jim Gordon was a father. He was a father. He was a father figure. He was a wonderful police commissioner, great authority figure. Again, what more can I say with the guy? But I'm rambling on a bit. Poor Bob Hastings, but he'll be well missed, that guy.
Yeah, well, he definitely gave us a great character, so he left a legacy for sure.
Oh yeah, he did.
All right, so that was Holiday Nights. Any last thoughts about that one, Blue Dragon 5? Like I said, I think this really works. I love the structure of it being, like the multiple days kind of little vignettes. To me, it kind of feels a little unique. I don't think we've seen a special kind of utilize that, like, different days out of. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, if you can think of any off the top of your head, but I thought it was an interesting way to do it.
Well, I mean, just movies that have done that, like Christmas Vacation goes through each day of the Christmas.
Christmas but I'm talking like just little vignettes, like not even a full movie. Yeah. I
mean, if anything, maybe an Animaniac Christmas special.
Oh God.
If anything, but that's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But yeah, it was clever them doing vignettes, and vignettes are as we've seen, are a big strength to Batman. And things like POV is kind of a few
Sure,
vignettes.
sure, definitely, and almost got him, of course.
Oh yeah, almost got him. And there's an episode. There's an episode coming up that's a real popular one called Legends of the Dark Knight. That's a few vignettes.
Oh,
And actually, the vignettes got popular, like from works like this in the movies, even not even just for that, for things like Green Lantern. So I mean, the vignette style storytelling is real popular.
yeah. So, you know,
I mean, these specials were true to, it got you in the holiday spirit and it got you into a Batman spirit too. Really.
Yeah, definitely. I think much more so, Holiday Nights kind of achieves the Christmas spirit a little bit, and I think it's interesting that you don't really see a lot of holiday specials centered around New Year's. You know what I mean? Like there's very few.
Well, believe it or not, there is one more Batman special that takes place around New Year's.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see. You know, I thought it was kind of interesting how this special kind of, you know, it's not just Christmas Day. It's, you know, it's the whole season. I felt like that was kind of one of the messages this special was going for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, the thing, I wish they had that white. The story's called White Christmas with Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
It's a shame they couldn't have got that in. I think that would have just made it absolutely perfect. But you can only do so much, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that little exchange with Gordon at the end, I mean, like I said, that's strong enough to just be its own little 2-minute short on its own.
To be honest, I just could have watched the episode just from the point where Batman's doing battle with the Joker, then having that scene with Jim Gordon.
Right.
So basically, I could have gone. I could have gone from that. And just had it be enough, but still, yeah, some good universe stuff here. They're trying to get you used to some of these characters and just kind of the Batman universe. It's a slow introduction to the Batman universe again. And
like we said, it kind of is funny how this kind of mirrors Christmas with the Joker in several ways. What with the unexplained Robin and whatnot.
Yeah. But again, my favorite scene is that little New Year's tradition. Just the idea that fascinates me. Just Batman and Gordon, they always have these scenes together. And they built such a friendship, and just the idea that they have this tradition of each year they survive whatever horrible thing Gotham throws at them. They survive like another year of just bringing peace to Gotham. They take a day, this New Year's Eve, the ending of that year, just they're not guys that celebrate these victories because usually these victories accumulate an overall loss.
Sure, definitely.
It's basically they're just clinging to hope, essentially. But at the end, they just take a day, take a moment out of a day. They clink their glasses and say, "Hey, you know, we're still going. You know, we're still alive. We're still going. There's still hope. You know, thanks for being there." That sort of thing. It's just a simple thing. And also the simple notion that Batman beats Jim Gordon to the check is adorable. It's a simple thing. It's really nice.
Oh god. All right. So is that all we have to say about these two specials?
I think so.
Okay, so yeah, you know, that's another holiday special in the bag, or in this case, two of them. Killed two birds with one stone.
Could always use more Batman Christmas specials, but you know.
I'm actually surprised there's only two, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Again, Mr. Freeze could be its own short, to be honest with you. But
oh yeah. But you know, so we've gone through, kind of taken a look at the special, kind of broke it down beat by beat, and here in Christmas in July, we have, you know, it's a scientific process. Like we said, we have, you know, we need to find the Scrooge for every special and whatnot, and you know, so with all the joy and cheer, you know, I feel like there's a method that these specials entail, especially the really good ones, and here on Christmas in July, we're going to find that scientific formula.
And how are we going to do that, Tiki?
We're going to do that by putting the mistletoe underneath the microscope next time on Christmas.
Laughing all the way.
All right. See you guys later.